267-9040 today. Colin Reid on the mound for Washington. His first pitch, the second batter in the lineup for McClancy, is outside for ball one. Sunny day here at Myrtle Beach High School, home of the Seahawks. Game one of today, game two for Washington, as this breaking ball from Reid at the knees of Rodriguez makes the count now 1-1 to the catcher from McClancy. Reid kicks, delivers a high fastball inside, count now 2-1 to Rodriguez. Wind slightly blowing from the outfield in here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, as Reid kicks and delivers this breaking ball that gets off the glove of Broughton to the backstop, makes the count now 3-1 to Rodriguez. We'll get to your starting lineups when we get a chance, as well as the official weather here in a little bit. It is Washington in the blue uniforms as Reid throws a fastball down the middle. Make the count now 3-2 to Rodriguez. McClancy in all white, even though they're the roadside, with red pinstripes and red letters and numbers. And this pitch from Reid in the dirt for ball four. So that'll be a walk to Rodriguez to bring up Menachella, the designated hitter for McClancy.
Yeah, looking at Colin Reid so far this year, he's been really good for this team, just over 1 earned run average, whether it be as a starter or as a reliever. He's been really solid for the Patriots as that number 2 pitcher, and whenever they have either him or Stottlemyre on the mound, gives Washington a great chance to win.
First pitch by Colin Reid to Menachella, outside and at the knees for strike one. Runner on first, one out here in the top of the first inning between McClancy and Washington as Reid throws over to first base to try to pick off the runner, and Rodriguez, who slides in head first safely below the tag of Matei.
I was taking a look at McClancy, a little bit about them, what I could find, and kind of a little bit of baseball history there. Don Cooper, who was the White Sox pitching coach for about 20 years until this past season, he played and went to high school there. He was one of their notable alumni, was with the White Sox for a long time, and was their pitching coach. So that was pretty cool to see.
Next pitch going to be a fly ball by Menachella into center field. Tracking over to his left is center fielder Kobe Smith. Gets the catch for out number 2, and that'll leave Rodriguez staying on first and bring up Kirikopoulos for McClancy with 2 outs in the top of the first inning. Good contact, but as I said earlier, the wind blowing in from the outfield, so kept it in the ballpark on that fly ball by Menachella. Kirikopoulos, the first baseman for McClancy, will have a foul ball chopper down the third base line for strike one against Colin Reid. Washington yesterday had a pretty lengthy game that went into 10 innings last night. Game didn't end until a little bit before 11 o'clock, so they had less than 12 hours to prepare for this one as Reid throws over to first base, and sliding in safely is Rodriguez. It was a 2-1 win for Washington yesterday in that 10th inning, and it was an all-out pitcher's duel between Braden Stottlemyre and Vic Alford from Waccamaw.
Yeah, both pitchers dominated the regulation of that ball game before it went to extra innings, and I think Washington had some strong performances out of the bullpen.
Brendan Dunbar coming in relief to get the win. It's this pitch outside, and the throw over to second base is dashing from first to second is Rodriguez. The ball goes into center field, so it'll be Rodriguez stealing second and then advancing to third on the wild throw. Smith throws it in, so with 2 outs and a 1-2 count to Kirikopoulos, there's a runner on third base. But 1 strike, it would mean that the runner will be stranded and Washington can be up to bat. Colin Reid looks over to third, then back at home. The pitch Breaking ball just misses the knees of Kirikopoulos. Makes the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top of the first inning.
Well, Broughton, we praised the defense last night, and it must be tough, too, to have to catch again today just a few hours later after you got done with that game last night.
Fastball ripped into left field. Not much doing for Cam Moore. He takes a couple steps to his left, makes the can of corn catch for out number 3. At the end of the top of the first, we're scoreless at 0-0 between McClancy and Washington. We'll take a 1-minute break, then be back for the bottom of the first. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night, or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast, and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Welcome back here to the Mingo Bay Classic in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Nick Verzolini, and let's get into Washington's starting lineup brought to you by Trips Flooring. Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring needs? Call Trips Flooring at 304-229-7009 or online at tripsfloorsanding.com. We'll start with the left fielder Moore, batting first, batting second, and playing at the designated hitter spot in for the first baseman today for Washington will be Michael Poltar batting third. The pitcher, Colin Reid, batting fourth. Catching is Ty Broughton, batting fifth. In center field, Kobe Smith, batting sixth. Playing second base is Brendan Kerr, batting seventh. Third baseman, Zach Wick, batting eighth. And in right field is Ryan McCarthy, and batting ninth, the shortstop, Josh McCarthy. That is your starting lineup for Washington High School today. As pitching for McClancy on the mound is number 18, Ryan Arrett. Defensively, this is how McClancy's set up. Catching is Nick Rodriguez. On first base is George Kirikopoulos. Second base is Elvin Gomez. Shortstop is Zegan Kadoma. Third base is Jeremy Reyes, and from left to right in the outfield is Carmen Carbone, Sean Serrano, and Wyatt Rodriguez. Stepping in first is Cam Moore for Washington. It's the left-handed batter, batting 400 coming into today against the first pitch from Ryan Arrett, which is breaking ball on the outside part of the plate for ball one.
Moore, the left-handed hitter, leadoff guy.
Moore grounds this one over to the second baseman, who takes a couple steps to his left. Gomez scoops the ball up out of the dirt, tosses it to Kirikopoulos at first for out number 1 in the bottom of the first inning.
I'll bring Michael Poltar to the plate, and a guy that is playing in his first game or getting his first at-bat of the season due to a broken arm. He informed us, so good to see him back in the lineup and see what he can contribute for this Washington team. I'm sure they're excited to have him for this tournament.
First pitch from Arrett, a fastball below the knees of Poltar for ball one. The next pitch from Arrett, kicking the delivery, a fastball, and that one also taken for a ball as Poltar was able to keep his bat back on the check swing. 2-0 count with one out, nobody on base in the bottom of the first. Pitch from the McClancy pitcher, Ryan Arrett. Breaking ball low again. Makes the count now 3 balls and no strikes.
And obviously, Coach DeSerno has a lot of confidence in him, put him in the 2-hole. despite this being his first at-bat.
And this one, low and away, 4-pitch walk. Poltar bring up Colin Reid, the pitcher today for Washington. Beautiful day here in Myrtle Beach. Do you still have the weather pulled up there quickly for us, Nick?
I do. It is it's in 57 degrees right now. Feels like 54. Throughout the day, it will get up to 62 and down to 53 this evening. So, nice day here at the park.
First pitch to Colin Reid. Taken strike one. As your weather brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg. The next pitch from Ryan Errett to Colin Reid will be a line drive into right field, and it's over the head of the right fielder, Wyatt Rodriguez, who has to go down the line, and it'll be a single for Colin Reid that sends Poltar around to third base. So with one out, it'll be runners on the corners and Ty Broughton up for Washington.
Yeah, Colin Reid, a guy that, as we talked about, a great hitter at the plate, and one thing that he does really well is spread the baseball around the field. You look at his spray chart, and it's all over the place where he gets hits, able to go opposite field. Obviously, when he hits it more for power with pulling it into left, he has a little bit more success, but he can go to the opposite field and find a way to get hits, and able to do that there and provide a big spark for this Patriot team. Now runners on the corners and just one out. Good chance to get a rally going.
First pitch from Ryan Errett to Ty Broughton, the catcher for Washington. It's a fastball low and away, taken ball one by Broughton.
Broughton moving up the lineup, and at the beginning of the year his bat was struggling a little bit, but seems to have picked it up as of late. Had a big hit in last night's game, so now in the 4-hole.
Batting .281 on the year is this pitch. Cutter that just misses the outside part of the plate. Makes the count now 2 balls and no strikes to Ty Broughton. Broughton steps back into the right-handed box as Errett looks over to first and then third base, which is where the runners are. Delivers a fastball low for ball 3 to Broughton, so a 3-0 count, which means that you assume that Broughton will just let this pitch go by, and if it's a strike, you move on. If it's a ball, it'll load the bases with Kobe Smith due up, and yesterday he had a terrific game at the plate. 3-0 count, as it is Ryan Errett on the mound. His pitch, a fastball right down the middle for strike one. Makes the count now 3-1 as Ty Broughton steps out of the box and looks over down the third baseline to get a signal.
Yeah, definitely taking it on 3-0 with one out and a runner on first. You don't want to hit into a double play. Now he probably has the green light on 3-1, but only if you get your pitch here.
Runners on the corners for Washington. The pitch from Errett. Runner going from second. A swing and a miss by Broughton. The throw down to second base. Sliding in safe is Colin Reid. So the successful steal with a 3-2 count now after that pitch. But a runner on second and a runner on third with one out for Ty Broughton up to bat.
Yeah, Colin Reid, not a guy that you'd necessarily expect to take off, but does have a little bit of speed on the base paths. That would be his 4th stolen base of the season.
Payoff pitch from Errett. Going to be fouled off to the first base side and out of play. Keeps the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Washington, in yesterday's win in extra innings, they did struggle at the plate. Only had 5 total hits in the 2-1 win against Waccamaw yesterday there at Waccamaw High School. Pitch from Errett. Fastball again fouled off over the first base dugout. Ty Broughton keeps this at bat alive with a 3-2 count in the bottom of the first inning. Runners on second and third for the Patriots. We are scoreless so far. Ty Broughton looking to change that. Ryan Errett on the rubber as a timeout is called by Ty Broughton for Washington, and he steps out of the box and readjusts his batting gloves. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. It is Poltar on third, Reid standing on second for Washington. Ty Broughton, the catcher, up to bat, the 4th batter in the lineup for Washington. Eric's pitch, a breaking ball, catches the inside corner for strike 3. Down goes Broughton for out number 2. That brings up Kobe Smith, the center fielder. With 2 outs, runners on second and third, and we apologize for a little bit of a blackout there on TV, but the picture should be back. This pitch from Eric, a breaking ball outside for ball 1 to Kobe Smith.
Yeah, fingers hurting me there, Colin. I hit fade to black, and I was very confused because I never hit it with the cameras on before. So
it's all right. We're back and ready to go here at the Mingo Bay Classic. 1-0 count. The Smith, a big swing and a miss as he swung over that pitch that was right at the belt. Makes the count now 1 ball in 1 strike to Smith. 2 outs, runners on second and third for Washington here in the bottom of the 1st inning, where it's 0-0 between McClancy and Washington. Pitch from Eric, a chopper in the infield. Charging in is the 3rd baseman, Jeremy Reyes. Throws it across the diamond to Kiriopoulos, and the throw beats Smith by a step for out number 3. At the end of 1, we're scoreless. Led to the 2nd after this 1-minute break. This is high school baseball in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, this is Elaine Mock. I am proud to have served as your county clerk. We are excited to have moved the clerk's office into the 21st century. If you elect me, Elaine Mock, to serve, I will continue verifying, indexing, and cross-referencing documents so we can digitize and preserve them for the future. I am an experienced historian. I have 31 years experience teaching locally. I have 11 years serving on the Berkeley County Council. I am the perfect person for this job. Please vote Elaine Mock for Berkeley County Clerk.
Paid for by Mock for the clerk.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back to the top of the 2nd inning here at Myrtle Beach High School, home of the Seahawks. But today it is the Washington Patriots taking on McClancy High School out of Queens, New York. I was talking with their head coach, Thomas Clunan, before the game, and he wasn't exactly sure how long the drive was because he said anything over 3 to 4 hours he usually flies. But he asked one of his players, and they said it's a 14-hour trip from Queens, New York here to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
That's quite the ride. So he just flew down while the team.
I guess I don't know. I didn't ask, or he just slept on the bus.
Yeah.
But first pitch,
that's kind of harsh.
from Colin Reid to Carbone, outside for ball 1. Next one, a fastball in the dirt for ball 2. Carbone, the left fielder from McClancy, takes this pitch right down the heart of the plate for strike 1 from Reid. Reid last inning had 1 strikeout against Serrano, or walk against Rodriguez, as this one chopped down the 3rd baseline, hits the dirt, and then bounces foul. Make the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carbone. Colin Reid now waits for everybody to get back as Carbone, during that ground ball, made his way about halfway down that 1st baseline, so he has to trot his way back, picks up his bat, and steps back into the right-handed box. Kicking the delivery from Reid. Breaking ball just catches the outside part of the plate. Caught looking. Down goes Carbone for out number 1 to start off the top of the 2nd inning. And I'll bring up Gomez.
Yeah, excellent pitch there by Colin Reid. Get that breaking ball in the outside corner.
Almost looked like a slider there. The pitch from Reid. This one a curveball that stays upstairs to Gomez for ball one. 1-0 count, 1 out in the top of the second. Nobody on base for McClancy, and a fastball hits the backside of home plate for ball two. Next pitch from Reid. Going to be hit foul into the dugout on the first base side. Goes to the feet of a couple Washington Patriots who are sitting on the outside of the dugout. For strike one to Gomez. Gomez back into the box. He's the second baseman today for McClancy. The pitch from Reid. Swing and a miss from Gomez for strike number two. It's now a 2-2 count against Gomez. Gomez adjusts his red helmet and steps back into the batter's box on the right-hander side. And again, a slider. Called strike three to Gomez. And back-to-back Ks. Hit up McClancy looking to bring up Wyatt Rodriguez.
Yeah, previous pitch, curveball, then come outside with that slider again, and that's such a tough pitch to hit.
Wyatt Rodriguez steps into the left-handed box, takes the first pitch from Colin Reid outside for ball one. Reid quickly gets his second pitch, and it's going to be fouled off over the backstop here behind home plate and out of play. Makes the count now 1-1 strike to Rodriguez. Reid gets a new ball, and his fastball's high and away. 2-1 count now to Wyatt Rodriguez. 2 outs, nobody on base in the top of the second. It is 0-0 between McClancy and Washington. Next pitch just catches the inside corner for strike two. So with another 2-2 count, which is a position that Colin Reid has liked so far this half inning, as his pitch. Swing and a miss. The foul tip, though, and just hit the ball off the bat for Rodriguez. Keeps this at bat alive.
It just barely got a piece of that one.
It just missed Broughton's glove, but this time a breaking ball gets him swinging, and making the tag after he dropped the ball is Broughton for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down goes McClancy in the top of the first. It's still 0-0. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, this is Elaine Mock. I am proud to have served as your county clerk. We are excited to have moved the clerk's office into the 21st century. If you elect me, Elaine Mock, to serve, I will continue verifying, indexing, and cross-referencing documents so we can digitize and preserve them for the future. I am an experienced historian. I have 31 years experience teaching locally. I have 11 years serving on the Berkeley County Council. I am the perfect person for this job. Please vote Elaine Mock for Berkeley County Clerk.
Paid for by Mock for the clerk.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Welcome back here to the bottom of the second we go, and due up is Kerr, Wick, and Ryan McCarthy for Washington. It's 0-0 between McClancy and the Washington Patriots. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. Our cameraman is Spencer Dupuis. Back at the studio is Avery Newport. A sunny morning here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, as the wind continues to blow in from center field to home plate. And stepping in again to the batter's box is the second baseman, Brendan Kerr, a right-handed batter. Start off this bottom of the second inning for Washington. First pitch from Ryan Arrett is a fastball on the inside corner of the plate, taken by Kerr for strike one. Arrett sets, Kick and the delivery. It's a fastball that gets by into the backstop. Makes the count now 1-1. Rodriguez had his leg out to try to keep that in front of him, and it just went right underneath his right leg and into the bricks right in front of where we're set up here behind home plate.
Yeah, Kerr hitting a .314 so far this season.
This pitch from Errett just catches the inside part of the plate again. Makes the count now 1-2 strikes. Kerr trying to get a base hit. The pitch from Errett grounds it right back up the middle, off the glove of Errett. It goes into the outfield, and it'll be a lead-off single for Kerr. That one just hit right in front of the pitcher's mound and took a high hop over the head of Ryan Errett, who just barely missed snagging that ball.
Yeah, definitely a tough play to make when you're at the pitcher. When you're the pitcher and the ball comes right back at you, and obviously a big bounce there. So it got over his head, and that allows Washington to get the lead runner on. And see how Coach DeCerno wants to play it early in the game. It looks like they're making pretty good contact, though, off of Errett early on, which is not at all what we saw last game for the Patriots.
First pitch from Errett to Zach Wick. Hits the outside part of home plate for strike one to Wick.
Yeah, Wick a little bit further down the lineup and struggling a little bit. Actually, no, he's still doing well on the year. .323, my bad. That's a slugging.
As this one, a chopper to second base. Gomez tosses it over to second. Kadoma fires it to first to Kirikopoulos. The double play brings up Ryan McCarthy. 4-6-3 goes Washington for 2 outs.
Yeah, obviously not what you want there after the leadoff single, and that's why I thought maybe Coach DeCerno would lay down a bunt. But you are toward the bottom of the lineup.
Oh, no, they called him safe there.
Oh.
At first. I thought it was beat, but the first pitch to Errett, or from Errett to McCarthy, high for ball one.
Yeah, based off of kind of the reaction from what I would presume to be the McClancy fans would make you think it was an out, but
so it's a runner on first with only 1 out as this breaking ball dips its way inside in the dirt. Makes the count now 2 balls and no strikes to McCarthy. It's Ryan McCarthy up now. Josh McCarthy on deck for Washington. Fastball high and outside. Ball 3 to Ryan. So what looked like would have most likely taken Washington out of the inning with a double play in this. They could have got a 2-out rally going, but hustling is this pitch. It's taken ball 4 by McCarthy, so now it'll be runners on first and second for Washington with Josh McCarthy up. So the bang-bang play went Washington's way.
What do you mean to make that rhyme, Colin?
I was going to try to come up with a third line for it, but I couldn't. So yes.
Well, that's only McCarthy's second walk of the season, and he came on for them really swinging a hot bat in his limited appearances. Has cooled off a little bit, but good to see him find a way to get on base.
First pitch to Josh McCarthy, the 9th batter in Washington's lineup, taken for a strike at the knees. It's 1 out, runners on first and second for the Patriots. You're in the bottom of the second inning. As Ryan Errett looks back at the runner at second. Does so again. Kicking the delivery. It's going to be a grounder down the first baseline into the fence, out of play. Makes the count now 0 balls and 2 strikes to Josh McCarthy.
Yeah, interesting decision there. Looked like Washington was going for a hit and run with both runners in motion, try to get an early run. McCarthy got a piece of it, but couldn't put it in fair territory.
Ryan Errett trying to get his second strikeout, but before that, a timeout is called by Josh McCarthy for Washington. He steps back into the batter's box, taps his bat off home plate, gets into his batting stance. Ryan Arrett steps onto the rubber, sets. It's behind him at the runner on second base, Zach Wick. And a chopper over to third, and third baseman will turn. Throws it to Reyes. To Kyriakopoulos for the 5-3 double play, and that'll end this second inning. We're still scoreless through 2. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
You see that new David McKinley ad?
The one where he's lying about Alex Mooney? Which one?
You know why he's lying, right?
Yeah, total rhino.
McKinley joined Nancy Pelosi's anti-Trump witch hunt.
And backed gun-grabbing red flag laws?
And sided with Biden to spend trillions we don't have.
President Trump warned us about David McKinley, calling him a rhino, sellout, and known loser.
There's no bigger liberal than David McKinley.
So Mooney's got your vote?
Of course. Alex Mooney's been defending our values since he became our congressman in 2014. And he's raising his family right here in West Virginia.
And Mooney's the only candidate with Trump's endorsement.
Did you know that Mooney's mom fled Castro's Cuba?
And his dad battled communism in Vietnam.
That's why Mooney's so dedicated to American values, like life and the Second Amendment.
Alex Mooney's the conservative voice for West Virginia.
And for America.
I'm Alex Mooney, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Mooney for Congress 2022.
To the top of the third inning now for McClancy. And it is 0-0 between McClancy and Washington High School. Colin McLaughlin here. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini at the Mingo Bay Classic in South Carolina. Game number 1 on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 of 3 today. The one here at Myrtle Beach High School going on right now. We'll have 2 more later on, and it will be Martinsburg taking on Bishop O'Connell at 3 p.m. at Waccamaw High School, followed by Jefferson at Waccamaw after that. The first pitch from Colin Reid to Kadoma be taken for strike 1. Next pitch from Reid, fouled off by Kadoma over to the third base side, above the dugout and out of play. It's now an 0-2 count for the shortstop. Kadoma steps back into the left-handed batter's box. The pitch from Reid. An off-speed pitch that stays high at eye level of Kadoma. Makes the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, now 40 pitches for Reid on the morning. That's
this one going to be fouled over our heads here behind home plate and out of play. Keeps the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
But pretty efficient in terms of batter's face. You know, Kadoma, first time seeing him, only the eighth hitter in the lineup.
Kadoma swings and misses as he drops to a knee. Colin Reid gets the strikeout for out number 1. It is his 5th strikeout tonight. Or today, excuse me, not tonight. It is difficult to get used
morning,
to.
Which is even weirder to say.
Yeah.
Today, afternoon game, we're used to this, but morning, definitely a little bit different.
Hopefully you're enjoying your Wheaties and baseball there in West Virginia. Up to bat now is Reyes. He squares up the bunt and fouls it off down the third baseline for strike 1 against Colin Reid for Washington. Next pitch, fastball up and away, makes the count now 1 ball and 1 strike against Reyes. 1-1 with 1 out in the top of the third. Big swing and a miss from Reyes for strike 2. Reid with a possibility now to get his 5th straight strikeout. Pitch in the delivery from Reid stays high against Reyes, makes the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's McClancy 0, Washington 0.
Didn't really get the release point he wanted to on that pitch.
Broughton sets up outside. Colin Reid finds the spot. Strike 3, down goes Reyes. 2nd strikeout of this inning, 5th in a row, 6 total for Colin Reid. Top of the lineup we go. It's Sean Serrano up to bat now with 2 outs for McClancy.
Yeah, when you get 6 of the first 9 batters you face to strike out, definitely, in the zone right now is Colin Reid. But maybe this second time around now, McClancy's seen a lot of pitches. They can do more or have more success.
First pitch was low for a ball. This one to Serrano, a fly ball into right field, and it stays from the wind into the infield. Brandon Kerr makes the catch at second base. That will retire the side. 3 up, 3 down goes McClancy. To the bottom of the third we go after this 1-minute break. This is the Mingo Bay Classic. For some high school baseball action on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Hi, I'm Sally Hardy. I am asking you to re-elect John Hardy to the West Virginia House. John is my husband of 24 years and an amazing dad to our daughters. I am proud of this hardworking man who runs a successful business, gives back to the community, and is our valuable delegate. John Hardy is a man of values with a heart of service, and he cares about moving West Virginia forward. Re-elect my husband, John Hardy. Visit Delegate John Hardy on Facebook.
Paid for by candidate.
Hi, I'm Sally Hardy. I am asking you to re-elect John Hardy to the West Virginia House.
Day number 2 of the Mingo Bay Classic. And to the top of the lineup we go for Washington here in the bottom of the third inning, where we're scoreless between McClancy and Washington. It is Moore, Poltar, and Reid, the 1-2-3 batters for the Patriots, who are the home team today in the blue uniforms with gray pants, and the away teams, the team in all white. Washington 9-2 overall now on the year, 1-0 here in Mingo Bay.
Well, definitely off to a great start as Washington this season, and there were a lot of high expectations for this team, with a lot coming back, and so far they've lived up to those expectations. You know, last night wasn't necessarily a great win in terms of what you did offensively, but these two pitchers that we've seen in these first 2 games, when those guys are on the mound, Washington can compete and beat anybody, whether it be in the EPAC or in the state of West Virginia, and so far we're seeing down at Hilton Head that transitions well.
First pitch to Moore, taking ball 1, as you just mentioned. So far, so good for Washington. They're 6th in the AAA rankings that were sent out Monday by Metro News. It's a 2-0 count now to Moore. And they have wins against Jefferson already this year, and Martinsburg as well, who are both ahead of them in the standings. As a breaking ball from Ryan Arrett outside for ball 3 to Cam Moore.
Yeah, I can understand Jefferson obviously being ahead of Washington, but with Washington having the win over Martinsburg, it's kind of a toss-up there.
It's also happened last week, but also before that they did drop the game to Musselman, but then got one against Clear Spring as a fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 1.
I think Musselman, too, though, is a sneaky good team. You can't really overlook them, even though they haven't been ranked up there. So, it's kind of looked at maybe as a bad loss, but really not a bad loss, I would say. Just good conference team, and you just came up short for whatever reason. But it's definitely a battle in the EPAC this year. There's a lot of good teams.
Moore takes a pitch in the dirt for ball 4, so he makes his way over to first base with a leadoff walk in the bottom of the third to bring up Michael Poltar. Poltar walked in his last at bat on 4 straight pitches, as Ryan Arrett checks the runner at first and throws it. Tag from Kirakopoulos, not in time, as Moore slides in head first safely into the first base bag.
And then Poltar stole a base after getting that walk, so could be an opportunity here for Washington. Yeah, they're going to try to bunt, or at least show
Poltar
bunt.
squares to bunt, pulls his bat back, and another throw to first. The throw would have been in time, but Kirakopoulos was up on the grass, so he wasn't close enough to the bag to try to make a tag against Moore. Count now 1 ball and no strikes to Poltar. the third baseman in Jeremy Reyes was ready for that bunt, and about halfway up in the grass, closer to home plate than third base. He does not square to bunt this time, and Poltar takes the pitch inside for ball 2 from Errett. No outs, runner on first in the bottom of the third. It is McClancy 0, Washington 0. As Poltar steps back into the box, and Errett throws over to first. Sliding in safe again is Moore.
Yes, see if Moore is able to be careful over there at first. He has good speed as well. They could send him if they decide to.
Pitch from Errett. Fastball down the middle to Poltar for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to the second batter in the lineup for Washington, Michael Poltar, who's the designated hitter today. Pitch from Errett. Fastball misses the outside edge of the plate. Makes the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Due up is Colin Reid, who singled in his last at-bat. 1 of 2 hits so far today for Washington. A big swing and a miss at the ball at the letters. Makes the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Poltar. Poltar, as we said, a broken wrist to start the season, so he is just now getting playing time this week. Pitch from Merritt. Runner goes. It's going to be a grounder down the third baseline and just misses the third base bag. Goes foul. Keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes against Mike Poltar.
And this shows how hard Poltar has worked, even with the injury, because of both of these first 2 at-bats, he drew a walk and now has a 3-2 count, and he's fouling off tough pitches. So he's definitely worked hard to get back, and looks to be, in season form.
3-2 count. Pitch fouled off to the third base dugout by Poltar. Keeps this at-bat alive, and we'll look at the 8th pitch of the at-bat here in a few moments with a 3-2 count. Runner on first after a leadoff walk for Cam Moore. Ryan Errett sets. Looks at his catcher, Nick Rodriguez. Checks the runner at first and throws over. Sliding in just in time is Cam Moore. Karakopoulos thought he got the pickoff, but it will remain no outs. Runner on first with this 3-2 count.
He's got a good move, so Moore's got to be careful at first. Obviously, he's seen it a few times, so should be aware of it when it comes.
Pitch from Merritt. Just misses inside. Ball 4 to Poltar. That'll be back-to-back walks to start the bottom of the 3rd inning and bring up Colin Reid.
Yeah, good eye on the inside. Kind of a borderline pitch, but I think it was a little bit inside, so able to work the walk for the second time today for Poltar and put Colin Reid in a great situation to help himself out here with 2 on and no outs.
First pitch from Errett. Reid squares to bunt. He's going to hit it right back up towards the pitcher, and charging in is Errett on the grass. Decides to just throw it to first, so the sacrifice bunt works for Colin Reid to advance both base runners 1 bag each. Bring up Ty Broughton.
Yeah, great bunt. And you like to see, too, that Reid is being unselfish there. He knows that he's a big bat in this lineup, but he's got other good guys behind him. Broughton is swinging a much hotter bat right now, and Kobe Smith had 2 hits last night. So these guys are more than capable of getting at least 1 run across, if not 2 or 3 in this inning.
Grounder right over to third baseman. Jeremy Reyes makes the catch off the grounder, checks the runner at third, throws it over to Karakopoulos at first for the out. So 1 pitch in that at-bat will get 2 outs now, and runners on second and third.
Well, as I say that, then Broughton goes down on the first pitch, and not really what you want to see. You rather see him, take a few maybe and work for something that he can at least put into the air there.
It brings up Kobe Smith, the left-handed batter for Washington, steps into the box. First pitch from Errett off the glove of the catcher, all the way to the backstop, coming home and safe. is Cam Moore. Washington now leads 1-0 in the bottom of the third, and advancing to third base on the passed ball as well is Mike Poltar.
Yeah, it's a tough ball to get to after you let it go off your glove because there's a little bit of slope in this backstop, it looks like. So you got to come back into the grass and get to it quickly, and Moore just takes off and takes advantage of the misplayed ball.
It just went off the glove of Nick Rodriguez, and that slowed the ball down, but as you said, a slope in the grass made it difficult for Rodriguez. So it's 1-0, 2-0 count, now 3-0 count for Kobe Smith with a runner on third and 2 out here in the bottom of the third inning. Ryan Arrett sets on the mound. The delivery outside, a 4-pitch walk. Kobe Smith will bring up Brendan Kerr. That is the third walk issued by Ryan Arrett this inning, and the 5th total for the pitcher, who will now have a infield meeting with his teammates with runners on the corners and 2 out.
Yeah, and he's now throwing 51 pitches, so getting up there a little bit. Kerr did have a hit his last at-bat, and Poltar standing on third, Smith on first. Good speed on the base pass for the Patriots. And a guy that, like I said, had that hit last time, so is seeing the ball well.
Up to bat again is Brendan Kerr here in the bottom of the third inning. He steps into the right-handed box, 1-for-1 today. 2 outs, runners on the corners. Fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. Kerr was the leadoff batter in the second inning, and a single that went off the glove of Arrett and into the outfield, but was later out at second base on a 4-6 fielder's choice during Wick's at bat. Just Wick on deck. Pitch from Arrett, the runner going from first. Throw down away from the second baseman Gomez, so that'll score. Poltar from third. It is now 2-0 Washington in the bottom of the third inning, and it'll be Smith on second base as well with 2 outs. An interesting decision there by Nick Rodriguez, to say the least, and with a 1-1 count against Kerr, you're now down 2-0.
Yeah, it's a risk, but with 2 outs, if you have confidence that you can get that throw down there, obviously that ends the inning. But, it is a tough play for most high school catchers, so you don't want to give the 2 runners in scoring position, but in this case you give them the run because you don't make a great throw down.
Breaking ball inside corner to Kerr makes the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. Ryan Arrett checks the runner behind him and then stares back at home plate. The kick and the delivery gets behind home plate, and that will allow Smith to run his way over to third base, and a 3-2 count for Kerr. So the full count with 2 outs. Runner 90 feet away for Washington. Kerr, the opportunity to bring him home. Ryan Arrett for McClancy on the mound, sets, a wind-up, and the pitch from Arrett. Fastball, a grounder, a short one, right by the pitcher. Charging in is the third baseman, Jeremy Reyes, in the infield. Makes the throw over to Kirakopoulos at first in time for out number 3, but not before 2 runs cross the plate for Washington at the end of 3. It is 2-0 Patriots. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Top of the fourth inning now. It's a 2-0 lead for Washington. Colin McLaughlin here alongside me is Nick Verslini. Our cameraman Spencer Dupuis back at the studio is Avery Newport. 2-run bottom of the third for Washington. Gets him in the lead here at Myrtle Beach. And they got it with no hits. But there were 3 walks issued and with heads-up base running and a couple passed balls. First pitch swinging up to bat is Rodriguez, and it's going to be a fly ball down the first base side. Ryan McCarthy makes his way down the line for out number 1 on the F9. Brings up Menachella, the designated hitter who's 0 for 1 today. It is Reid still on the mound here for Washington, and a breaking ball right down the middle at the knees of Menachella for strike 1. So far today for Colin Reid, he's allowed no hits as this one fouled off over the first base dugout. Makes the count now no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Reid has really thrown a gem so far, and it might be a little bit surprising. I mean, Washington had this quick turnaround from last night. Got done with that game around 10:30, 11.
This one going to be a blooper into center field. Tracking it down is Kobe Smith, and he just makes the catch while running for out number 2.
Yeah, excellent catch by Kobe Smith there on a run on a well-hit baseball. Looked like it was going to get down for a base hit, but Smith able to make the catch just with the fingertips of his glove on the run.
First pitch from Reid, taking strike 1 by Kirikopoulos. 2 outs, nobody on base in the top of the 4th inning. Next pitch from Reid to Kirikopoulos, a breaking ball that would have hit Kirikopoulos in the back, but he crouches down and lets it go right over the back of his head for a 1-1 count. Next pitch from Reid, a fastball. It's going to be a high fly ball deep into left field. Coming in on it is the left fielder, Cam Moore. Makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down goes McClancy here in the top of the 4th. To the bottom of the 4th we go after this 1-minute break. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. I'm heading to the bathroom if I'm not back.
Insurance companies like to play games. They say they're on your side, but they aren't. We have a team that can handle any curveball they throw. At Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, you get a dedicated lawyer, and every case gets a team effort. So you get nearly 150 combined years of experience going to bat for you. And we like to win. Join the team that takes your personal injury case seriously. Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. We play hardball.
Finding the right home can be a tough decision, but finding the right lender doesn't have to be. With 32 years of experience, the Mortgage Center knows how to find the right loan for you that requires little or no money down. The Mortgage Center's mobile-friendly website makes the application process quick and stress-free. And as always, you'll want to get pre-approved before you contact any real estate agent or builder. Whether you're purchasing or refinancing, call the Mortgage Center at 304-267-9040 or visit mortgagefinancing.com today.
High School at the Mingo Classic. Washington leading 2-0 over McClancy High School, and we'll take a quick look around the EPAC today as we'll have later on today Martinsburg in action against Bishop O'Connell. We'll have that game at 3, and then Jefferson will have the nightcap. They are in action as well down here at Myrtle Beach. Musselman is playing at home against Pendleton County. And Spring Mills, do you know who they play today, Colin?
I do not actually off the top of my head. We'd have
look
to
real quick.
Look here in Game Changer as we start off the bottom of the 4th inning here after McClancy went 3 up, 3 down on 7 pitches by Colin Reid, and 6 out of the 7 were strikes there in that top of the 4th. It is 2-0 Washington, and up to bat for the Washington Patriots to start this bottom of the 4th is Zach Wick.
I know Hedgesville is playing at 12:30, so your EPAC baseball roundup brought to you by Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson. Over 120 years combined experience as accident, injury, and disability lawyers. Go to burkeandschultz.com or call them at 304-263-0900. We play hardball.
The first pitch to Wick was lown away for ball 1. The next one fouled off by Wick down the first base line and to the dugout. Evens the count up at 1 apiece. The next pitch from Ryan Arrett hits the left shoulder of Wick, so he will go down to first base to start off the bottom of the 4th, and he's okay even though it was a fastball right off the shoulder. He just shrugs it off. Doesn't seem to be bothering him. And up to bat now will be Ryan McCarthy.
Yeah, similar to the first pitch walk, the first pitch hit or first batter walk, first batter hit by a pitch you never want to see if you're the pitcher, because that obviously puts a runner on that could have been avoided easily. So you have a runner on here for Washington toward the bottom of the lineup. A chance to get the bottom of the lineup to get it back to the top and get some runs across.
The first pitch to McCarthy going to be a fly ball foul into the first base dugout, which is where the Washington Patriots are for today's game here at Myrtle Beach High School for strike 1. Next pitch from Arrett, runner going. It was a hit and run opportunity, but it goes foul over to the third base fence. Trying to make the play is Jeremy Reyes. One hand on the fence, the other trying to catch the ball with his glove. It goes off his glove into the grass. Makes the count now 0 balls and 2 strikes. Reyes lost his hat and was having some trouble trying to track down the ball here in the South Carolina sunshine.
So Spring Mills is playing High Point today at 12:30.
So there you go. That's all your games here from the Eastern Panhandle. 5 of the 6 teams here in South Carolina has a ground ball by McCarthy in the infield. Charging in on it is Reyes. He makes the throw over to first. Karakopoulos drops to a knee, makes the catch on the 5-3 fielder's choice as Wick advanced to second with 1 out. And Josh McCarthy up to bat.
Wind picking up a little bit here at the park.
So we're not far from the beach here in Myrtle Beach. Have yet to see the sand in the ocean yet.
Yeah, I don't think it
Hopefully we
exists,
get the opportunity to do so eventually this week. First pitch swinging is Josh McCarthy. It's going to one-hop to the shortstop, Kadoma. And Kadoma throws it over to first for out number 2 as Wick advances to third base on the 6-3 fielder's choice. So now it'll be 2 outs. And Cam Moore up to bat. Moore in his last at bat walked, and in his first at bat grounded to the second baseman Elvin Gomez. Eric's first pitch, fastball down the middle for strike 1 to Moore. Cam Moore steps back in the left-handed box, an open stance facing towards that right field side where he wants to pull it. Keeps his bat on his shoulder and takes the next pitch from Arrett for strike 2. 0-2 count, 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Runner on third for Washington. And the pitch from Arrett. breaking ball at the ankles of Moore makes the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sunny day here in South Carolina, not a cloud in the sky, but a little windy to keep it a little cool here, but not too bad this morning.
Yeah, definitely serviceable. And, in the Eastern Panhandle we were having snow, so you can't really complain about a little bit of wind, Colin.
I am not complaining, as I don't think they're complaining hopefully anymore in the Eastern Panhandle, as the snow, most of it at least, melted yesterday.
Well, that's good to hear.
Just a lot of wind. This pitch ripped down the third base line, slicing, foul. So it'll be now a 2 count still for Cam Moore. That's the runner on third base, and Zach Wick has to make his way back. So there's 2 outs, 2-0 lead for Washington against McClancy. In the bottom of the 4th, Ryan Arrett sets. His catcher, Nick Rodriguez, sets on the outside part of the plate, and Moore fouls this off over a tree behind home plate on the third base side and out of play. Keep this at bat alive for Cam Moore. Pitch from Ryan Arrett to Cam Moore. Be a grounder right over to the third baseman off the glove of Kirakopoulos, but he keeps it in front of him, picks it up with his glove, and then stomps on first for out number 3. At the end of 4, it's still 2-0 Washington. We'll be back in a minute. This is high school baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Jason Barrett. I'm running for state senate because I believe it's time to build an even better West Virginia. That starts with a less burdensome tax policy, reliable internet service, a strong education system, and a robust tourism industry. I believe this building starts right here in Jefferson and Berkeley counties. I ask for your support and your vote in the May 10th Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends of Jason Barrett.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back here to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Colin McLaughlin on the call for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. It is 2-0 Washington, and due up in the top of the 5th is Carbone, Gomez, and Wyatt Rodriguez for McClancy. Colin Reid absolutely dominating on the mound so far in the 4 innings that he's pitched. He's had 6 strikeouts and no hits allowed, but we have had 1 error, so not a perfect game, but a no-hitter.
It is a walk as well
right now, and a 1 walk as well. Into this one, first pitch swinging, and it's going to go right to the center fielder, Kobe Smith, for out number 1. Down goes Carbone on a fly ball, which is all we saw there in the 4th inning. It was a 7-pitch, 3-out inning with the fly out to right, center, and then left. And this one, to start off the 5th inning, it's a fly out to center to bring up Gomez.
Clancy seeing the ball.
And the first pitch swing by Gomez, grounder to Kerr at second. He tosses it over to Matei at first. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. Colin Reid so far is enjoying his defensive performance by his teammates.
Yeah, 57 pitches, now 58. And first time through the lineup, 6 of the 9 batters struck out. So it was a very dominant performance, and now they're making contact, but Washington's defense so far has been very good behind Reid to keep this McClancy team in check.
as the first pitch swinging for Wyatt Rodriguez fouls it over the third base dugout for strike run. Next pitch from Reid to Rodriguez is high for ball one, evens the count up at 1 apiece here in this top of the 5th inning.
Reid's not giving up free base runners either. So that's really the difference in the game, because Washington only has 2 hits. It's just, there's been some errors on the other side, more so than on Washington's side.
Pitch, a grounder. Coming in is Josh McCarthy at short. Throws it across to the first baseman, Devin Matei. He extends his legs all the way out, makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down goes McClancy again at the end of the top of the 5th. Still 2-0 Washington. We'll be back in 1 minute. This is the High School Baseball Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hagerstown Ford continues to be your leader in car sales up and down the I-81 corridor. We will beat any and all competitors' prices, and we've made buying a new car easier than ever with 1-day delivery better than Amazon and a return policy better than Walmart. Your satisfaction is our guarantee. If you don't like it, simply return it and we'll come pick it up. No questions asked. Why would you shop anywhere else? At Hagerstown Ford, we take great pride in our community and supporting our local student athletes. That's why Hagerstown Ford is the official car dealership of Shepherd Rams quarterback Tyson Bagent. Our remote buying process has made new car shopping so easy, you'll never even set foot in a dealership. Simply go to HagerstownFord.com and click on the car you want to buy it, or use the Axle Auto app. It's that easy. You can order your new car on any device. Go to HagerstownFord.com and get your new car signed, sealed, and delivered from Hagerstown Ford. Hagerstown
will be the 2-3-4 batters for Washington, and Poltar, Reid, Broughton due up. It's Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me on the call is Nick Verzolini. Our cameraman is Spencer Dupuy, and now back at the studio, a switch of things. Avery Newport went to rest as he works a lot this week. Finally on the payroll as well. He is changed from an intern status to a part-time employee, so we congratulate him and love having him on the team. But Donald Kinney now in the studio there in Martinsburg, West Virginia. It's 2-0 Washington. It's the Patriots lead McClancy from Queens, New York.
Do you not love having Donald there as well?
I do. He does a great job for us as well, and I know he's enjoying this week his Karate Wars that's taking place too. First pitch from Ryan Arrett inside to Poltar for ball 1 to start off the bottom of the 5th inning.
I think Donnie's going to be competing in the tournament.
I think so. I think he said even if he wins, I think the coolest prize that he could get as this pitch from Ryan Arrett right down the middle to Poltar for strike 1. If he wins, I think the all-around part of the tournament or whatever for Karate Wars, he can get a lightsaber.
Wow.
This pitch inside behind Poltar, fastball just misses his shoulder blades, makes the count now 2-1.
Does it work?
Yeah, it's one that they use if you ever see the actual professional lightsaber battles. If you go on to YouTube after this game, if you're watching on YouTube, to look that up. So we wish Donald Kinney the best there at Karate Wars.
Definitely.
2-1 count to Poltar. Fastball inside at the knees makes the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. And I know if I said anything inaccurate, Donald will make sure to correct me. Pitch from Arrett. Catches the inside part of the plate. 3-2 now to Poltar. Poltar has had 2 plate appearances today, both of them being walks, so he's 0 for 0 in his at-bats. This one, inside, another walk to Poltar, and that, even though his on-base percentage is going up terrifically, his batting average, since he hasn't had much action this year due to a broken wrist to start off the season, stays at 0.
Yeah, but the on-base percentage is, I believe, 1,000.
I believe you were correct, so I'll take that.
I think everybody will take that. I mean, really, your on-base percentage is more important than your batting average
agree.
in a lot of ways. So
I think everybody that's a fan of Moneyball agrees as well, Nick, is the first pitch here to Colin Reid, an off-speed pitch that stays inside to Reid for ball 1. Pitch fastball, taking strike 1 now to even the count at 1-1 to Reid.
Yeah, Reid laid down a bunt earlier in a similar situation, but that was before Washington had gotten on the board. It's a 2-0 lead here, so I think they're going to let Colin Reid hit a little bit.
He does have a hit today, too. It was a single down the right field line as this one gets by the catcher, Nick Rodriguez, and into the net directly in front of us. And advancing to second safe is Poltar, who makes his way around halfway between second and third, and then shuffles his way back to second and has to slide in as Rodriguez threw the ball down to second base. But it is a 2-1 count now for Colin Reid with a runner on second, and we will have a mound visit for McClancy, and we'll wait and see if there is possibly a pitching change or if they're just trying to calm down Ryan Errett, the pitcher for McClancy High School.
Errett's pitched solid so far through 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned, 6 walks though. So those free bases are hurting his team. Yeah, I think he has 1 hit by pitch as well. So that's not going to help you. And that is, like I said, the difference, because Washington only has 2 hits. If you're not giving up free bases, there's probably not a run scored yet. But the free bases have been the difference so far in the game.
So nobody out, runner on second for Washington as the timeout concludes, and Reid, it's a high chopper over to short. Kadoma picks it up, throws it over to first to Kirakopoulos for out number 1. Kirakopoulos throws it across the diamond to Jeremy Reyes, the third baseman, who tags out the sliding Michael Poltar, and a double play for McClancy. Now there's 2 outs for Washington, with Ty Broughton up with nobody on base in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, I like how aggressive Washington has been on the base paths today. Poltar was pretty aggressive on that stolen base to try to round second, but that time it hurts them. But really the aggressive base running for the most part has helped Washington at least put pressure on the McClancy defense. But that time the defense responds and gets a nice play at third.
2 balls, no strikes to Ty Broughton as the last pitch in the dirt. Make it the 2-0 count. A 6-3-5 double play there in that last at bat. Probably won't see that too often in baseball. As this pitch, fastball inside to Broughton, makes the count now 2-1 to Ty.
Yeah, typically if it's hit on the left side of the infield, you're going to stay put at second base, but the delayed kind of try to take it on the throw. Poltar was gunned out, so great throw by the first baseman. And a good tag by Reyes down there at third.
Ryan Errett with a 3-1 count against Broughton, kicks and delivers. And another fastball on the inside edge of the plate makes the count now 3 balls and 2 strikes to Ty Broughton. Broughton coming into today, batting .281. He's 0 for 2 so far in this game. Swing and a miss. Down goes Broughton, 3 up, 3 down. Goes Washington for the first time this morning. It's still 2-0 Patriots. We'll head to the 6th after a 1-minute break. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
It's time to play Trump or Consequences. Ready, Jill?
Yep.
Thinking about Alex Mooney and David McKinley in the race for Congress, who did President Donald Trump call strong for our military and a champion for veterans?
Alex Mooney. Gotta be. Mooney knows freedom ain't free.
Right, Jill. Next, who did Trump endorse for Congress?
Alex Mooney. I know Trump backs Mooney.
Correct. Mooney has Trump's complete and total endorsement. Last question. Who broke with Republicans and voted for Joe Biden's spending spree that's driving up inflation?
Who did that?
David McKinley.
So why would a Republican back him?
Good question. Because if you stand with Trump, Alex Mooney is the right answer for Congress.
Paid for by Club for Growth Action. ClubForGrowthAction.org and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Club for Growth Action is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome back here to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We're at Myrtle Beach High School, home of the Seahawks, for day number 2 of the Mingo Bay Classic. First game of 3 games that we'll have on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10, as well as WRNR TV on YouTube. Top of the 6th inning, it is McClancy trailing Washington 2-0, and Colin Reid still dealing on the mound with a no-hitter right now for the Patriots. And we haven't seen him start much this season. He's only had 2 starts in a total of 11 1/3 innings pitched coming into today, but a terrific ERA of 1.235. He's only given up 9 hits total, 4 runs, 2 of them earned, 21 strikeouts, now 27 as he has 6 today, Nick, and he will be facing from McClancy the 8-9-1 batters to start things off here in this 6th inning.
Yeah, just dominating right now. 40 of his 62 pitches have been strikes. So, throwing the ball, pitching to contact, which is what you want to see at this level. Guys pitch to contact, try to throw strikes consistently, and Colin Reid has done that at a high rate, and that's helped his performance so far at the no-hitter.
First pitch from Reid to Kadoma.
In the last 2 innings, I think he's only thrown 13 pitches, Colin, so very efficient the last few innings.
This one fouled off by Kadoma, makes the count now 1-1. Last inning, believe he threw 6 pitches, 4 of them for strikes, and then 13 total in the past 2. You were correct, as grounder off home plate, but goes foul. Makes the count now 1-2 strikes to the shortstop, and Kadoma, who struck out in his last at-bat swinging.
So you look at that from the McClancy perspective, and you got to make him work a little bit harder, especially as this game goes deeper into the ballgame, because we're in the 6th inning. 65 pitches is not a ton at all. So you really just cruised.
Another pitch from Reid, swing and a miss, drop, 3rd strike. It goes behind Broughton, who throws it over to first, and it's way in time as stumbling in the batter's box was Kadoma, so it'll be the 7th strikeout for Colin Reid. But this one is a drop 3rd strike, but it doesn't matter when you look at it statistically, so it'll be 1 out, nobody on base, and Reyes up to bat, who also struck out in his last at-bat.
Great hustle by Broughton to get to that ball and make a good throw. Obviously, stumbling out of the box with the runner definitely helped in Kadoma, but really a great effort by Broughton.
2-0 count now to Reyes, as the first 2 pitches were high and outside. The next pitch from Reid right down the middle for strike 1 against Reyes. It is 2-0 Washington. He's trying to improve to 2-0 at the Mingo Bay Classic, as this one fouled off into the glove of Broughton by Reyes for strike 2. So 2-2 count with 1 out, nobody on base in the 6th. The pitch from Reid fouled off over the netting behind home plate and out of play. Keeps the count at 2-2. Reid trying to get his 8th strikeout today. This one, a high pop-up in the infield. Reid makes his way off the pitcher's mound towards the 3rd baseline. Makes the catch for out number 2 all by himself. To the top of the lineup we go now with 2 outs. In the top of the 6th, it is Sean Serrano up to bat. Serrano 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out on a drop 3rd strike in the first at bat he had, and the next one was a pop out to second, and it looks like Coach DeSarno is going to take the ball from Colin Reid. So his day will be done after a terrific performance, going 5 2/3 and allowing no hits as well. We'll take a 1-minute break during this pitching change and then be back after 1 minute. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Life can get in the way these days. We all know that. Work commitments, social commitments, volunteer commitments, family commitments. You put your heart into all of it. You've got enough to worry about already. Your roof shouldn't be one of those things. Everything should just work. But when your roof is in need of an upgrade, you shouldn't have to worry about that either. Modern Renovations, your 4-state roofing solution. Reminding you that home is where the heart really is.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Welcome you back here to Myrtle Beach High School for the Mingo Bay Classic. So we have a pitching change. Colin Reid's day is done after 5 2/3, pitching with no hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk through 73 pitches. Your pitching change will have Devin Matei now pitching for the Patriots. It's brought to you by the Heffley Motor Company, located at 993 Hedgesville Road in Martinsburg. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Spencer rides with them, so you should too. 2 outs, nobody on base for McClancy in the first pitch by Matei, who was on first to start, and he just switches places with Colin Reid. So Reid now the first baseman, and the next pitch to the batter of Sean Serrano from McClancy, called a strike. Count now 1-1.
Yeah, Matei's been great too. 13 1/3 this season, 1-0 record, just over 1 earned run average. So a good guy to bring into the ball game for Colin Reid. We'll have to find out why maybe Coach DeSerno wanted to take him out at this point in the game, because he's only thrown 73 pitches.
And had a no-hitter as well as the next pitch, or next 2 pitches, one a strike, one a ball, so it's a 2-2 count with 2 outs for Sean Serrano, the center fielder. Where's number 0, which is something that you don't see that much in baseball. Pitch just misses outside for ball 3 by Devin Matei. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Imagine a coach either wants to use Colin Reid later in this tournament or when they get back to
and
Charleston.
Serrano hits this one high into the sky. Tracking it down is Brandon Kerr at second base. Makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down again. Goes McClancy. The end of the top of the 6th. It's still 2-0 Washington. We'll be back after 1 minute. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Looking for some nightlife? Then look no further. Laddie's Bar and Grill has a full bar and kitchen, pool table, and entertainment with great food at affordable prices. You can dine in or carry out by calling us at 304-263-5233. Laddie's is open Monday through Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. and Sundays from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m. We serve breakfast all day long, and our lunch and dinner specials are posted every day on our Facebook page. So stop on in to Laddie's Bar and Grill, located at 107 Lutz Avenue in Martinsburg.
Hi, this is Rob Mario. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call 304-262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
Welcome back here to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Colin McLaughlin on the call. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. Our cameraman is Spencer Dupuis, and back at the studio is Donald Kinney. Bottom of the 6th, Washington leads McClancy 2-0. Smith, Kerr, Wick, the 5, 6, 7 batters, due up for the Patriots. And Colin Reid's day is done, and it was the first baseman for Washington. Coming in to relieve him. And he won't be hitting, though, as he was designated hit for Devin Matei, that is. So it'll still be Colin Reid in the lineup. But he's at first base now. And pitching is Matei, who, after this, will try to get a combined no-hitter for Washington.
Yeah, and it looks good with Matei's numbers.
Looks like we have a pitching change as well. Sorry to interrupt you there, Nick. And let's see who it is. It looks like it is Joseph LaBarbera. LaBarbera is on the mound for McClancy. First pitch taken by Smith for strike one from Joe LaBarbera, or Barbera, excuse me. LaBarbera's first or next pitch to Smith, high and outside for ball two.
You'd like some insurance runs here if you're Washington. 2-0 is a lead, but it's definitely not, a huge lead. So even with your pitching rolling, and you got to have confidence in Matei that he can hold on to this lead for you based on how he's pitched so far this year. You'd love some runs in this bottom of the sixth.
Check swing from Smith. Let's see if Nick Rodriguez is allowed to get the appeal down to first base. And it looks like he did not go, so it's a 2-2 count now for Kobe Smith here in the bottom of the sixth inning with nobody out and nobody on base. As LaBarbera steps off the rubber and then steps back on after a brief timeout. Kicking the delivery, a breaking ball, called strike three to Kobe Smith for out number one here in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Real nice curveball by LaBarbera. Gets it over the plate on the outside corner. Gets Smith to take because he thinks it's outside, and then it comes back across the plate at the last second there for strike three. Beautiful pitch.
Brings up Kerr, who's 1 for 2 today, and a fastball from LaBarbera outside for ball one to Kerr. Kerr entered into the game batting .314 for Washington as the next pitch from LaBarbera fouled off, and even though there's a net, I still flinched at that one. It was a pretty fast foul ball off the bat of Kerr.
Well, Colin, you were just getting ready to make the play if it was necessary, and
it's the only time I flinched, and it hit the brick. It wasn't the net that is more close to our head, as this pitch, a fastball high to Kerr for ball two, but I guess it was because the speed difference of it, as off the bat it was faster than the other ones that have hit the net here in front of us. But it's a 2-1 count with one out to Kerr. The bottom of the sixth inning, Washington leads 2-0. This pitch from LaBarbera inside for ball three to Kerr. Biggest issue for McClancy pitching-wise has been the amount of walks issued, as this pitch from LaBarbera low and away for ball four as I say that. So Kerr will walk down to the first base bag, and that is, looks like 2, 5, 6, 7 total walks by pitchers from McClancy today.
Yeah, those add up, and add up in terms of pitches thrown. So you start throwing a lot of pitches, the batters get a good read for what you're throwing, and they're able to take advantage of that offensively. And just you never want to give up free runners.
That brings up Zach Wick. A runner on first with one out. Pitch from LaBarbera right down the middle for strike one to Wick. Wick in his last at-bat was hit by a pitch in the fourth and grounded into the fielder's choice in his first at-bat in the second. Pitch, a swing and a miss. The throw down to second, sliding in and out is Kerr. So he gets caught stealing on the great throw down by Nick Rodriguez to Elvin Gomez, so it's now an 0-2 count with 2 outs and nobody on base for Washington.
Put it right on the money there by Rodriguez. The throw down, beautiful throw like you said, Colin, and out by about a half a step there was the Washington runner, so great throw.
And if you're Nick Rodriguez, you're happy with that after we saw him overthrow one earlier, which allowed the second run of Washington to come across the plate.
Yeah, Kerr was a little bit slow heading back to the dugout, so hopefully he's all right there.
He's okay. He's getting checked on in the dugout by his teammates and a couple coaches, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then a curveball called strike 3. Wick gets caught looking. Well, at the end of 6, we'll head to the 7th with a 2-0 lead for Washington against McClancy, who's down to its final 3 outs possibly, unless they can get 2 runs across the plate. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is High School Baseball on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve.
The Skinner Law Firm, SkinnerFirm.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back here to the 7th inning between McClancy and Washington. And Washington trying to have a combined no-hitter pitching-wise between Reid and Matei. It'll be Rodriguez, Menicella, and Kiriakopoulos due up the 2, 3, 4 batters for McClancy. Rodriguez steps up first. Wind up in the pitch from Matei. Low in the dirt for ball 1. The next pitch. Breaking ball inside, taken by Rodriguez for ball 2. 2-0 count with nobody on base in the 7th. This pitch right down the middle from Matei, taken by Rodriguez for strike number 1. Quick kick and delivery in this pitch inside by Devin Matei. 3 balls and 1 strike now to the catcher, Rodriguez. Rodriguez walked in his first at bat and then flew out to right in his next at bat as the pitch from Matei. Catches the inside part of the plate for strike 2 now. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Rodriguez. We're in the 7th inning, which is the final inning of regulation in high school baseball. Pitch inside, called ball 4. So leadoff walk for McClancy. Will bring up the designated hitter in Menicella, who flew out to center in both of his at-bats so far this morning. Yeah. We are about 23 minutes before it's the afternoon here in South Carolina.
Tying run coming to the plate, even though it feels like Washington's been in control this whole time. Yeah, they're 1 swing away from tying this ball game, which is kind of crazy to think. I mean, with the no-hitter going on, and just Washington getting a lot of runners on base, but haven't really scored a ton of runs.
Second pitch, a high one for a ball. Throw down by Broughton to the first baseman, Colin Reid, not in time. So it's a 1-1 count to Menicella. Devin Matei sets, throws, just misses the inside part of the plate for a 2-1 count now to Menicella. Runner on first. It's a 2-0 lead for Washington here against McClancy. It's the Patriots trying to go 2-0 here and improve to 10-0 as this one a fly ball towards second base. Brendan Kerr tracks it down, looks up, makes the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Kyriakopoulos, who is also 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts to left field. 1 out, 1 runner on base after a leadoff walk by Rodriguez, and this one's going to be ripped into left field, just drops in front of Cam Moore for the first hit of the morning by McClancy to end the combined no-hitter of Washington.
And even if McClancy doesn't come back and win this ball game, they got to feel good about at least getting a hit. In this point in the game, you never want to be no hit on the first game of the day, second game of the tournament, but you can get that hit on the board. At least you made an effort here to make it potentially closer, tie it up.
They beat Logan yesterday 11-1. Right now down 2-0 against Washington, who won 2-1 yesterday against Waccamaw. First pitch swinging. This one fouled down the first baseline. Colin Reid tries to make a play, hits the fence, and the ball goes over the fence for a foul ball, strike 1 by Carbone. 1 out, runner on second and on first. The go-ahead run for McClancy up to bat in Carbone.
Yeah, Matei just needs to kind of lock himself back in here.
Carmine Carbone up to bat. Matei looks behind him, checks the runner, and a fastball right down the middle for strike number 2 against Carbone.
It seemed a little bit too amped up maybe to begin this inning and threw a couple of wild pitches, but now has himself in a much better situation.
Next pitch right down the middle again. This one fouled off over our heads and out of play. Keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes as Ty Broughton needs to get a ball back to be used in play from the first base dugout. He does so, and then throws it to his pitcher, Devin Matei.
Yeah, Carbone really wanted that pitch.
Matei looks behind him, checks back, and it's a grounder right up the middle. Gets by the glove of the shortstop, Josh McCarthy, into the outfield. Kobe Smith throws it over to third as the runner advances to second. The ball gets by him. The runner from third heads home. That's going to tie things up. McClancy now ties it up in the 7th, 2-2, and going to second is Carbone after a wild turn of events here at Myrtle Beach High School.
Like I said, it was only 2-0 lead for Washington despite having a no-hitter between 2 pitchers. Now all of a sudden it's a 2-2 ball game, and the pressure has flipped onto Washington as the rally started by McClancy. All it takes is a few runners getting on, and it starts with the free base runners. The walk to lead off the inning comes back and hurts the Patriots, and now we got a tied ball game, Colin.
Now, if you're a Washington fan, you're really wondering why Colin Reid was taken out at 73 pitches and a no-hitter for him as well. But it'll be a runner on second base for McClancy. We're tied up at 2 now here in the top of the 7th. Only 1 out, and Gomez up to bat. Devin Matei checks the runner at second. Turns around to pitch. Fouled off down the first baseline by Gomez and out of play for strike 1. Some life and noise coming from the McClancy dugout and fans to our left.
Well, they hadn't had much to cheer about to this point, but now really getting into the game, really helping their team out. Because you finally get some hits together and you're tied ball game all of a sudden.
Next pitch, breaking ball. It stays up and in for ball 2 against Gomez.
Matei looked great, in the last inning, but has struggled a little bit to find his spots here in the 7th, but he's still got to find a way to get out of this inning.
Next pitch, a fastball right down the middle. It's going to be lined into right center field. Kobe Smith tracks it down, makes the catch for out number 2, and the runner will not try to advance to third base. So now 2 outs to bring up Wyatt Rodriguez. Checking here at the game changer, and it looks like they never ruled an error there that had the 2 runs, and I think there should be at least on a throw, if not 2, as the first one that came in was wild, and then the one over to third, I believe, was wild.
Yeah, definitely should be at least 1 throwing error there.
I'm going to give it.
Yeah, I would agree with you, Colin.
First pitch to Wyatt Rodriguez in the dirt from Matei for ball 1. Next pitch from Matei. Going to be a line drive that hooks foul and over the fence down the first baseline into the indoor batting cage for strike 1 against Wyatt Rodriguez. It's a 1-1 count. A 2-2 ball game now after McClancy, who was being no hit before this top of the 7th inning, has come back to tie things up at 2-2 against Washington. A grounder down the first baseline. Colin Reid scoops it up, steps on the bag for out number 3. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th with an opportunity for Washington to walk it off here at the Mingo Bay Classic. We're back in 60 seconds. This is High School Baseball on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I'm Jason Barrett. I'm running for state senate because I believe it's time to build an even better West Virginia. That starts with a less burdensome tax policy, reliable internet service, a strong education system, and a robust tourism industry. I believe this building starts right here in Jefferson and Berkeley counties. I ask for your support and your vote in the May 10th Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends of Jason Barrett.
Are you considering selling your home and don't know where to start? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Phone Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Welcome back here to the Mingo Bay Classic. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Nick Verzolini. We're tied up at 2 and headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. And it is the 8-9-1 batters due up for Washington. Ryan McCarthy, Josh McCarthy, and then Cameron Moore against Joseph La Barbera. Came into relief for Ryan Errett last inning. So we get some new baseballs brought to the home plate umpire so that we can continue this game as they ran out in the first base dugout. Let's see what happens. You know, Washington, after yesterday, does not want to go back into extra innings, as it was a 10-inning game yesterday that they got the 2-1 win in at Waccamaw. First pitch from La Barbera, fastball right down the middle to McCarthy for strike 1.
Yeah, La Barbera, he has some nasty curveballs that he threw last inning he was out there.
Next pitch to McCarthy, fouled off by Ryan to the third base dugout. Count now, no balls and 2 strikes. Start off this bottom of the 7th inning. Next pitch from La Barbera, low and away in the dirt. Makes the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes to Ryan. McCarthy is 0 for 1 today. He had a walk in the 2nd inning and then a 5-3 fielder's choice his last at bat. This one a breaking ball, low and away again. Trying to get Ryan McCarthy to chase was La Barbera. Makes the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. La Barbera sets. Kick in the delivery, a fastball right down the middle, and it's going to be a line drive grounder just fair on the third base line for a leadoff single by Ryan McCarthy. That one was a few inches away from being foul, but just caught the right side of that third base bag. And that'll bring up Josh McCarthy.
Yeah, and Ryan McCarthy was swinging a great bat to begin this year, or at least for him begin the year. He didn't
Actually, no,
game.
it is a pinch hitter. I apologize for interrupting you there.
It's all good.
It'll be Braden Stottlemyre pinch hitting, who we saw a great performance from on the mound yesterday for Washington. Coming in to pinch hit now for Josh McCarthy. So runner on first with nobody out in the bottom of the 7th inning for Washington. We're tied at 2-2 after through the first 6 innings. It was no hit combined-wise for Washington between Colin Reid and Devin Matei, but in the 7th inning, McClancy was able to finally get some hits against Matei and 2 runs as well to tie things up. First pitch to Stottlemyre. Swing and a miss, strike 1 by Braden.
Yeah, big cut by Stottlemyre there. It looks like McClancy's still expecting bunt, playing in on the grass down the third baseline, but first base is holding.
LaBarbera looks at the runner at first, the kick in the delivery, scoring the bunt is Stottlemyre, and he misses it for strike 2.
He has the speed to bunt for a base hit, but now you're down no balls and 2 strikes. Good hitter at the plate still, even though he's in a pitch hit situation. Stottlemyre not really used to doing that.
Runner at first, nobody out, 0-2 count to Stottlemyre. And this one fouled off by Stottlemyre over home plate, and the net in the backstop out of play to keep the count at no balls and 2 strikes to the pinch hitter for Josh McCarthy. Nobody out. 1 run will win it for Washington. A pitch, curveball that stays above the shoulders of Stottlemyre for ball 1. Make the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And he's lucky that didn't fall back into the zone, because would have been a really good pitch for Stottlemyre to hit.
Line drive over the head of the second baseman, Elvin Gomez, into right center field. It's going to roll to Wyatt Rodriguez. He throws it in to the second baseman, and with nobody out, Washington now has runners on the corners, which means they are 90 feet away from victory with Cameron Moore due up.
Yep, hard hit ball scores the run. In this situation, it's a little bit different because, the infielder's going to play in on the grass with it being 2-2, bottom of the 7th. But if Moore can pop it up, or hit it, not pop it up, but fly out here and hit it deep enough, it will score the run and give Washington this win.
The entire infield
could have a play at the plate here.
First pitch from Joseph LaBarbera, breaking ball outside, and trotting his way on the catcher's indifference to second base is Stottlemyre. So it's a runner on second and third now with nobody out in a 1-0 count to Cam Moore. Next pitch, a grounder just foul down that first baseline. Scooping it up is Coach DeSarno and throwing it back in play. Makes the count now 1 ball and 1 strike to Moore. LaBarbera gets the ball, sets on the rubber, looks over at the runner at third. Pitch, low away, and the runner won't advance as he had a great opportunity to do so as the ball continued to get farther and farther away from the glove of Nick Rodriguez, who had to barehand it about good 20 feet away from home plate.
Yeah, if there's 2 outs, you might try that. With no outs, you don't want to get that out up with a play at the plate if you can avoid it.
And it's a line drive in the left center field. It gets down. Washington walks it off here at Myrtle Beach off the bat of Cam Moore. 3-2 is the final score. The Patriots get the win in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. What a game again for the Patriots after less than 12 hours of preparation in a 10-inning game yesterday against Waccamaw. Cam Moore is the hero for the Patriots today. We'll take a 2-minute break and then be back for your Palace Lounge post-game show. This is the Mingo Bay Classic on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 6 new providers who've joined our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center, Jefferson Medical Center, and University Healthcare Physicians. Dr. Safdar Akbar, Emergency Medicine. Physician's Assistant Misty Hunsater, Interventional Radiology. Nurse Practitioner Elena Diggs, Urgent Care. Physician's Assistant Catherine Lee, Emergency Medicine. Psychiatrist David Marks, Family Medicine, Psychology. And Physician's Assistant Stephanie Mabey, Neurology. WVU Medicine, growing to meet the needs of our community.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
Finding the right home can be a tough decision, but finding the right lender doesn't have to be. With 32 years of experience, the Mortgage Center knows how to find the right loan for you that requires little or no money down. The Mortgage Center's mobile-friendly website makes the application process quick and stress-free. And as always, you'll want to get pre-approved before you contact any real estate agent or builder. Whether you're purchasing or refinancing, call the Mortgage Center at 304-267-9040 or visit mortgagefinancing.com today.
The game may be over, but don't go away just yet. We've got a complete game recap, analysis, stats, the player of the game, and we'll prepare you for our next broadcast. All on the postgame show. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Cody's Auto Body, Laddie's Bar and Grill, Trips Flooring, The Mortgage Center, Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance, Burke, Schultz, Harmon, and Jenkinson, the Heffley Motor Company, the Palace Lounge, Farmers and Mechanics Insurance Companies, Milestone Realty, and by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers.
So let's return to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Was able to tie it up at 2-2, and the 8-9-1 batters were up. McCarthy, Stoudemire, and Moore, and they each got singles to get Washington this win.
Yeah, and Matei came in, and he, like you said, he came in and he seemed to look just as good as Colin Reid, but McClancy really rallied there in the seventh. But a good job, I think, by this Washington team to keep their heads straight and make certain to, execute down the stretch and get those singles. And really give credit to Stoudemire as well to come in and extend the inning after McCarthy got that leadoff single, which was huge. But Stoudemire comes in, extends the inning, able to get him down to third base. So you have two runners on, runner just 90 feet away, and Cam Moore does his job. Not only hits the ball the outfield hard, but he gets it down for a single, so an easy run scores in for Washington on the walk-off. And this team continues to play close games, continues to battle, continues to find ways to win. And, great win for Washington. It was another really good ball game down here at Mingo Bay Classic.
That is your game summary, brought to you by the Farmer and Mechanics Insurance Company. When it comes to your home, auto, farm, or business, they're trusted, reliable, and experienced. Call them at 304-263-0809 or go to fmiwv.com. Let's now get into your game stats for today, and we'll start with Colin Reid, who went 5 2/3 of no-hit baseball, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. And then for Matei, he had, let me see here as I have to scroll through here, 1 1/3 inning. He allowed 2 hits, 2 runs, both of them being earned, and 1 walk with no strikeouts for Washington. So Devin Matei does get the win on the mound as we look here pitching-wise for McClancy now. And it was Errett starting things off. He went 5 full innings of 2-hit baseball with 2 earned runs, 6 walks, however, with only 2 strikeouts. And then La Barbera pitched 1 inning. He allowed 3 hits, 1 run, which was the earned walk-off win, 1 walk and 2 strikeouts. So Joseph La Barbera is the losing pitcher, and Devin Matei is the winning pitcher. And those are your game stats brought to you by Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Buying or selling a home, call 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. And while we get situated here, I am now joined by Washington head coach and Coach DeSarno. The first question that I have to ask you, even though you got a walk-off win, was what was the reasoning behind pulling Colin Reid there during the no-hitter?
Well, we kind of look at the bigger picture, not just today, but looking ahead, trying to have him be available later in the week for another showing. So that's why.
Alrighty, it was a great win for you guys, 3-2 the final score, and it was a walk-off win after 3 straight singles. The final one there from Cam Moore. Your team's now 2-0 down here at Mingo Bay, playing some great baseball, but keeping it close. So what does your team now need to do here in the next couple games to hopefully continue to advance and maybe even play for a championship come Saturday?
Sure. I mean, I think offensively, maybe that's the start of waking our bats up. We've kind of been grinding out some really close and low-scoring games. So, maybe that last inning there, walk it off, kind of get them boosted and headed towards back to our normal offensive production. So, hopefully that's how we keep it going down here.
You guys get to go enjoy the beach now since the game's over early?
I think we're going to do a little team bonding, have a nice little team dinner, get some seafood in us, and rest up for tomorrow.
All right, well, congratulations on the win, and thank you for joining us, Coach DeSarno, as I'll let you go and get ready for that seafood dinner. Thank you for that, and let's now get Nick back here so we can get our WVU Medicine Player of the Game, which is brought to you by WVU Medicine, Berkeley, and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. And Nick, as you get the headset back on, do you have a player of the game for us? I know it's another tough decision here. Washington tends to do that to you, it seems like.
Yeah, Colin Reid threw a gem, but you got to give it to Cam Moore with the walk-off single. He also had a walk in the game. Made a few nice plays defensively, so he is our WVU Medicine Player of the Game today. Got to go with Cameron Moore after his efforts with the walk-off.
All right, there you go. It goes to Cameron Moore for our Player of the Game, and that's going to wrap things up here from Myrtle Beach High School. The final score, Washington 3, McClancy 2. We'll take another 2-minute break, and on the other side of that break, you'll hear from Donald Kinney with the Modern Realty Results post-game scoreboard show. For Donald Kinney, Avery Newport, and Spencer Dupuis, as well as Nick Verzolini, I'm Colin McLaughlin signing off. We'll be back at 3 p.m. from Waccamaw High School for Martinsburg as they take on Bishop O'Connell. But until then, we'll talk to you soon.
Not sure where to go or who to trust with your flooring project? And start with Trips Flooring, proudly serving the area for more than 25 years, specializing in floor sanding and refinishing, along with installation of new flooring, including hardwood, tile, vinyl, laminate, carpet, and the hottest trend in flooring, luxury vinyl, tile, and luxury vinyl plank. Are you on a budget? Check out their warehouse, cash and carry, or call 304-229-7009, or visit them online at tripsfloorsanding.com.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road. As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community. I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Hi, I'm Sally Hardy. I am asking you to re-elect John Hardy to the West Virginia House. John is my husband of 24 years and an amazing dad to our daughters. I am proud of this hardworking man who runs a successful business, gives back to the community, and is our valuable delegate. John Hardy is a man of values with a heart of service, and he cares about moving West Virginia forward. Re-elect my husband, John Hardy. Visit Delegate John Hardy on Facebook.
Paid for by candidate.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
You've been listening to West Virginia High School Baseball. Today's game broadcast has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, CMA Honda of Winchester, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mountaineer Grill and Pub, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Orsini's Home Store, Kent Parsons Ford of Martinsburg, Modern Realty Results, and the Skinner Law Firm.
For the continued excitement of high school, college, and Major League Baseball, keep it tuned to FM 106.5, AM 740, Comcast Cable Channel 10, and online talkradio WRNR.com. All rights reserved.